I am your father. Alright guys, welcome back. I'm AJ and I'm here to show you Star Wars and Yu-Gi-Oh! Colliding to bring you Kozmo. So I went to locals tonight and I went X and 1 with this deck, and I'm just sharing it with you because I found it really funny. It was a hilarious time and everyone at locals seemed to like it too. I ended up getting, well, I was X1, so I was definitely top 8. But yeah, it was a fun time, and we just wanted to share the deck with you because it was funny and I like showing my successes every now and then. Shout out to my homies who suggested the deck. And before I get on to the deck profile, I would just love if you guys would like, subscribe, and comment your thoughts on the deck. Anything you guys would change personally, just let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you guys, see what I can do better with the deck, because it was a pretty fun deck, but gosh, it needed improvements. But anyways, let's get on to the deck profile. And yes, I did get a haircut within a day of recording another video. So, alright, so we're going to start off with the monster lineup. So first off, we're going to have one Dark Eclipser. We have 3 Dark Destroyer. We have 2 Slip Riders, and these are going to be all our spaceships for the deck. We didn't play the level 7 because it doesn't really do anything, and I wanted to mainly focus on things that could actually, like, change game states a little more than just life point manipulation. So I chose these 6 as the spaceship lineup, and then for the last level 5 Kozmo monster, we've got one Dark Lady, which came in clutch a lot. As for the pilots, we've got 1 Sword Trooper, we've got 1 Farm Girl, we've got 1 Strawman, and then we've got 3 Tin Can. Tin Can is your pride and joy and basically searches out your entire deck. So you need to play 3 mandatory. I almost want to play like 2 of him and cut the Farm Girl, because she doesn't really do much other than initiate OTKs, which the deck already doesn't have a problem with getting big monsters on the field anyways. So it's almost nicer to play more of these, which can just do a lot more in general. But that's it for the Kozmo monster lineup. If you didn't see from the title of this video, there are multiple other engines. One of being the Artifact engine. So I'm playing 3 Sanctum, 2 Scythe, and that is because of our 3rd engine with Fusion Destiny and the Destiny Heroes. So the thought behind this ratio is, if I open one and I open a Sanctum, I can still play these, and opening one isn't always bad. If I open this and this, usually you can summon Destroy Phoenix Enforcer and then during your opponent's turn pop the Scythe and resolve it, and honestly it works very well. Even without Sanctum, it just makes for really a turn ender for a lot of decks, other than like things like Fluwanderies and other decks that don't really do any in the extra deck. But yeah, that's it for the side engines. For hand traps, we've got 9 of them. We've got 3 Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries. We've got 3 Ash Blossoms, and then we've got 3 Imperm. Imperm, it's pretty obvious. Sword Soul is the best deck, so is Fluwanderies. It just stops a lot of decks. It's really good. Ash, best hand trap in the game, always and forever will be, most likely. And this is my little tech choice, and that's because we had a lot of extra deck space that we could just flex with. So being able to get rid of the opponent's extra deck important cards, like Chen Ying, or even in the Tri-Brigade matchup, the Shirag, it really puts an advantage for you to prevent them from getting something too big if you go second, which is really nice. On to the rest of our spells. We have 3 Kozmo Town, which unfortunately during one of my matches I opened all 3 of these and still somehow ended up winning, but it was not pretty. We played 3 Allure of Darkness and 1 E-Telly. So the thing about this card, it's very glass cannon-y, and I honestly hated it most of the time. It usually got me very little to no extra advantage, but it does have some niche interactions, especially with things like Strawman. If you were to play more of those and have more dark spaceships, this works very nicely. E-Telly, the only reason I'm playing one is because I didn't have a second one. I got myself a second one after round 3, and at that point I couldn't play it. So we played with 1 E-Telly. I definitely recommend cutting Allure, playing more E-Telly, for sure. And finally, for the trap cards, we've got 3 Call of the Haunted and 1 Kozmojo. The idea behind this, Kozmojo's searchable, and Call of the Haunted was supposed to be back to the front, but we don't own those, so we had to go with what we had. Back to the front would be better because it's not continuous, so your monsters aren't attached to it and protects them better. Kozmojo, a broken card. You want to play way more of this if you can. I only own 1. That's the only reason why I only played 1. It came in clutch so many times. Non-targeting removal is actually broken. So get more of these if you can. But yeah, that's going to do it for the main deck. So for the extra deck, I'm going to go in order of things that you'd summon the most to pretty much your cherries targets. So if you didn't realize earlier, we have 1 Phoenix Enforcer. We've got Cyber Dragon Infinity and Nova. This came up multiple times, and honestly, I didn't think it would, but it comes up a lot, and it's really nice. We've got Zeus, we've got Gaia Dragon, and we've got Volcasaurus, which didn't come up as much as I thought it would, but it was really good. I almost want to change this for Pleiades, which they're both good, but this is to push for game, essentially, and then go into Zeus. There was a situation where you could basically have 6 material Zeus, because you can use Charger to go over of Infinity, and then get 6 materials after you steal with Infinity, which is a really funny interaction, but the negate is almost always more worth it, so just keep that in mind. The last one is Levier. This never came up because we don't have enough level 3s for it to come up, but it's there. We have Verte for that, obviously, which is good. Unicorn came up and actually won me a game, so don't knock it till you try it. And for our cherries targets, we've got Recital Starling, Apcalone, Chenying, Chichao, Shireg, and Hieratic Spheres. Okay, reasonings. Losing this gets rid of one of their searchers, and it prevents them from easily going into F-Zero, which is a problem card for this deck because we can't really get over it other than Kozmojo. So it became a problem. So we basically hit that to prevent that. Apcalone prevents Schism from being searched easily and brings you the Shadal players back to like 2015 gameplay, and forces them to use their constructs instead if they can even access that, which most of the time they can't. Chenying, same thing as F-Zero in this case. We can't actually out Chenying very easily, so we wanted to hit him if we needed to, but we hit Chichao most of all. This came up twice in the Sword Soul matchup where I bricked hard, but it prevented them from going off as much by getting rid of their Chichao, made them go different routes. Shireg prevents, they have no big monsters after this, so it's just kind of like ha 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 access code, I guess, if you can even get to it. So yeah, that's nice. And this is just a problem card if you face against dragons, and it's their go-to thing, so preventing them from even getting A bounce is very nice, especially when bouncing Kozmo monsters kind of sucks. But yeah, that's the explanation for the extra deck. So our side deck is relatively straightforward. Lancia, 2 Droll. My tech is 1 Raigeki and 1 Harpies Feather Duster. Not many people are prepared for a Raigeki in this format, and it board wipes a lot of rogue decks, and it's just really nice in general going second. I definitely recommend checking this out. This is actually a tech that I started using because of my friend Sadie. If you haven't seen my Sword Soul video, I mentioned her before. But she basically started me getting on this, and I haven't regretted it since. It's really nice. Honestly, I almost played Dark Hole as well in this deck, just because Cosmos would get their effects off of it, but I basically opted against it just this time. But it's always an option. For our 3-ofs, we've got 3 Dark Ruler because going second sucks. 3 Evenly because going second sucks, and 3 Judgment because some decks don't lose to Droll, Lancia, or Artifacts. So we had to improvise and go with something else that we could go first with and prevent them from playing, which ended up not coming up ever because I never drew them. But honestly, yeah, this is great for board breaking. This is great for board breaking, board break. This is for PK and Tri-Brigade, and this is also for Tri-Brigade, Lyrilusk, Invoked, all those decks. These generic for back row, obviously, and just really board wiping. And this is for combo decks because we don't play Nibiru. But yeah. That's relatively straightforward. If you guys have any questions, please let me know in the comments. I'll be happy to answer. So some pros and cons of the deck. So the pros, it can OTK easily. It has a bunch of big monsters and disruption that it can put up. And it's pretty fun. Some cons though, it's very bricky every now and then. Like my matchup against Sword Soul tonight, I bricked both games. Not even being able to play because I opened like Call of the Haunted and Scythe, and then 2 hand traps and something and a big ship. And that's just the nature of Kozmo. And like as I mentioned earlier, I opened like 3 Kozmo Town 2 at one point. So it was just like, oh, I guess we're doing this. Otherwise, it was a pretty fun deck. It's very powerful, honestly, and going first or second doesn't really matter because even if you open any hand traps, you can almost always usually be able to resolve things like Tin Can unless they have like Ash always, which they didn't always have. The nice thing is it all synergizes very well even with the amount of bricks you have. And opening the Destiny Heroes really sucks, but it's no big deal otherwise because you can still gain ridiculous advantage over things just floating effects. Honestly, if I got Zeused multiple times, I would have probably cried because they don't get their effects other than when they're destroyed. So that would have been problematic if I did, but I always kept advantage enough during the games I was in to where it would sort of survive. So just make sure you guys keep that in mind. But that's going to wrap it up for the video, guys. If you did enjoy this video, do make sure to leave me a like, comment, and subscribe. And make sure to go check out my friend Sadie on Discord. She's very, very knowledgeable about the game, like I mentioned before. And I think you guys could learn a thing or two from her if you talk to her a bit. Anyways, I'll see y'all next time. Peace. Hey guys, I just wanted to say one last thing. If you want to check out one of my more popular videos, that would be the video on the left. And if you want to check out one of my more recent videos, that video will be on the right. I will see you guys soon. Peace.